Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Vice President Kashim Shettima, the Senate President, the Deputy Speaker, the Deputy Senate President, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Chief of Staff, members of the Federal Executive Council, members of the family of the deceased President, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We gather today in solemn reverence to honor the memory of a man whose life and legacy are deeply woven into the fabric of our republic. In this very chamber, where he once presided with purpose and principle, we remember President Muhammadu Buhari, a sentinel of service, a steward of simplicity, and a statesman shaped by sacrifice. President Buhari was no ordinary figure in our national journey. He embodied quiet strength, moral clarity, and unshakable sense of duty. At a time when society was seduced by materialism, he chose a life of modest means and meaningful service. He was devoted to family and steadfast in his Islamic faith. His humor and humility softened his disciplined exterior. Buhari's belief in the brevity of life and the certainty of judgment shaped his aesthetic life and guided his public conduct. He lived not for applause or affluence, but for principle, for country, and for the cause of a better Nigeria. To me, he was more than a leader. He was a member. He was a mentor. He was a moral compass and a source of guidance. My political journey began in 2010 under the banner of the Congress for Progressive Change, a party built on his credibility and character. A few years after my election, he honored me by commissioning some of my constituency projects, making me the first member of the House of Representatives under the CPC to receive such recognition. I remember him in the blazing sun of Zaria, standing shoulder to shoulder with the people he so deeply loved. It was quite a moment that spoke volumes. Years later, in 2023, during a brief meeting in the United Kingdom, he warmly welcomed me following my election as Speaker. His counsel was clear: lead as a servant, never as a master. These words, simple yet profound, have remained my compass. In public office, President Buhari was a true partner in democracy. He respected the independence of the legislature and urged his ministers to engage constructively with Parliament. He signed into law several landmark bills that opened political space to young people, strengthened our electoral processes, and laid the foundation for economic reform. His development vision reached beyond the present and into the future. The roads, railways, and bridges he built are lasting gifts to the generations yet unborn. His war against corruption was unrelenting, known to millions as Mai Gaskiya, the honest one. He lived a life free from personal scandal. His simple lifestyle was not symbolic, it was sincere. His integrity set a standard that would long outlive him. Whether as a military officer, a state governor, a federal commissioner, or a democratically elected president, he brought to every office the same discipline, devotion to duty. To those who criticize him from afar, I ask, did you truly see him, hear him, or know him? Did you witness the passion in his voice when he spoke of Nigeria, or the pride in his eyes when he spoke of our people? For if you did, you will respect and honor him. He was not a man of many words, but his words carried weight. His dreams for Nigeria were vast. His commitment to its progress unshakable. He embodied the best in us as a people. Our relentlessness, resilience, love of God, and charity to our neighbors. As we mark the end of his earthly journey, we also mark the close of a defining chapter in our nation's history. But his example endures integrity as the soul of leadership, simplicity in power, patriotism above self-interest, unity in diversity, and resilience in adversity. He gave Nigeria everything he had, from the youthful strength of a young soldier to the wisdom of an elder statesman. He never clung to power. He never sought personal reward. He served, and he stepped aside when his time was up. Let us honor him, honor his life, not only with words, but also with a renewed commitment to the values he cherished. Farewell, Babu Buhari. Nigeria salutes your service, and history in his final judgment will remember you forever. Thank you so much.